Hey guys, Rob with WePayOffDebt.ca. Hope you're doing well. Coming at you today with a question. Why is it Canadians get $500 car payments? Why is it that we as Canadians buy brand new cars? Okay, so let me address this question. First off, with some math at you here. Did you know that a new car depreciates somewhere between 9 and 11%, so right around 10%, the second you drive it off the lot? Okay. Now, the average new car in Canada, if you don't know, the average new car in Canada sold in 2020 for just over $40,000. So that means if you bought a brand new car in 2020, the second you drove it off the lot, you just threw out $4,000. Why do we do this? Let me give you some more stats. 20% off in the first year. That after 1 year of ownership, you've lost about a fifth of the vehicle's value. So if it was a $40,000 vehicle, a fifth of that is about $8,000. And so in 1 year, you lose $8,000 of value. After that, it goes somewhere between 15 and 25% per year. And so after 5 years, the average vehicle loses about 60% of its value. Okay, this is the absolutely insane thing. So let me play out what these numbers are, and then I'll share a little bit about my experience. In 2020, the average vehicle was $40,000. If you finance that over 5 years, okay, that's $813 a month. $813 every single month for 60 months, 5 years. Okay, you can multiply that out, and of course, what is that? You've paid $48,780, almost $49,000 for the car. That's assuming some numbers with interest rate and assuming that you also pay taxes on it because it's a brand new vehicle. But at that 5 year mark, so you've paid over the last 5 years almost $50,000 for this car. How much is it worth? Well, if it's worth 40% of its value because it lost 60% of its value in those 5 years, it's worth about $16,000. 16 grand. All the rest of that's just gone, right? That's not including insurance. That's not including gas. That's not including all repairs and things you got to do along the way. Now, unfortunately, people like me are dumb and we do things like longer term car loans. So that was with a 5 year car loan. And at the 5 year mark, you paid it off. We did an 8 year car loan. Yeah. Okay. We did an 8 year car loan. And so 8 year car loans are around today, and they're certainly available. If you do an 8 year loan, that is $530 a month. Okay. So it's less, of course. That's why people do it. And at the 5 year mark, here's some numbers that are really interesting. At the 5 year mark, of course, it's still only worth $16,000. It's still depreciated the same no matter how you financed it. But you've paid $31,000 so far for it, almost $32,000 for it, and you still owe $18,000. So at the 5 year mark, you've paid $32,000. You still owe $18,000. So you add those together, you're up at $50,000 to pay it off, and it's only worth $16,000. So you're underwater on it, and this happens so often. People are underwater on their vehicles. That means they owe more than it's worth. And so what happens? The car breaks down, or they get sick of repairing it, or whatever, and they go in and they get a new vehicle and they roll their negative equity, the money they owe extra, into a new vehicle, another used vehicle, whatever it is, and they begin this cycle that's almost impossible to get out of without some serious pain. So this is one of the things that happens when people buy new cars. And I did this. This is the thing, guys, okay? I am not preaching at you as somebody who thinks they are wise among their years. No, I am stupid. I did this. Okay, my wife and I did this. We got a 2011 Toyota Sienna brand new. And yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb. Over the years, well, let me talk about answer the question, why do we do this? Because I knew all these numbers before I did that stupid mistake, before I bought that stupid van, right? I knew all those numbers. I could have easily quoted you. I could have easily calculated those things. So why did I do it? Well, in late 2010, December 2010, we had our first child, okay? So at that point, we're now looking for and we're planning to do a cross-country road trip. We're in Winnipeg. We were planning to drive out to Vancouver, go down to Seattle, and then drive back across the States. So a nice long 2-week trip with a new baby, right? And we're like, well, we need something reliable and comfortable to be able to do this. And so that was part of our justification. We want something reliable. Not to mention the 2011 Sienna had some massive reorganization, restructuring, what have you, in the way they are doing things. And apparently the fuel mileage was going to be all much more amazing than the older used vehicles. This is what they tell you when you're at the dealership, because they're salesmen. That's what they do. They're good at their job. And lastly, we bought it for the extended warranty. Why? We wanted the extended warranty. Why is that? Because we were broke. We had no money. Every single month was like, well, I guess no money for X, Y, and Z this month. Every single month we were broke. And so what happened was we looked at getting this new vehicle and we're like, geez, if something serious goes wrong with this, we are pooched. Like we have no emergency fund. Like our emergency fund is our line of credit, which is up at $17,000 at that point. Right? So we got the extended warranty because we were broke. Right? These are the things that really drew us to get an 8-year loan on a 2011 brand new Sienna. And I look back and I'm frustrated by that, because I'm the guy, I threw out $4,000 the minute I bought it. In fact, with the way our loan was structured, at the 5-year mark, we had to renew the loan. Okay, like that's a bad sign. If you have to renew a car loan, it's a bad sign. So at that point, we owed about $17,000 on the vehicle, and I looked it up, and it was worth about $17,000 on the vehicle. Okay, all the money we bought, we paid $32,000 for it. All that extra money, $15,000 of which was just boop, gone in depreciation. That's not insurance. That's not gas. That's not the cost of operating it. That is the cost of owning it. Okay? So why do we do this? For me, it was all about reliability. It was about the extended warranty. But what should we do instead? Okay, so let me give you some advice now. Looking back, what do I wish I could go back in time, grab myself by the scruff of the neck and say, Rob, don't do that. Do this instead. Okay? Number one, if you can afford a $500 car payment, great. Pay yourself a car payment. So this is a trick. Well, actually, no, let me start. That's step one, but let me go back to step 0. If you are in debt, get out of debt. If you don't have an emergency fund, build an emergency fund. Those things have to be done first. If you have any consumer debt whatsoever, if you have student loans, if you have a car loan already, if you have credit cards, if you have whatever, pay them off first. Because right now, all of your money is going out in payments. You've got to get that money freed up if you're going to be able to pay yourself a car payment, because that's what we're going to do. So now you're out of debt. Now you have a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. So you're not worried about getting, you don't have to get the extended warranty, because if it breaks down, you have a couple grand to be able to fix it. Worst case scenario. Okay? Okay, back to step 1. Pay yourself a car payment. If you feel like you can afford $500 a month in car payment, then pay yourself $500 a month in a car payment. Get yourself a beater, or keep whatever car you're driving right now, and pay yourself $500 every single month into a new car fund. Okay, just a sinking fund, saving up money for a new car. How much do you have in 10 months? $5,000. $500 a month for 10 months, that's $5,000, right? No interest. I'm not worried about the interest. Any interest will be gravy on this. So you put away $500 a month for 10 months, you have $5,000. Now the car you're driving is crap for those 10 months. Fine. Anything breaks down, duct tape it together. Take it to the dealership, or not the dealership. Take it to the mechanic and tell them, guys, I just need to keep this thing going for another couple of years. Whatever you need, this absolute minimum to keep it going, and you fix it as repairs come up. Okay? But now 10 months later, you've got $5,000. Take the car you got, maybe it's worth $1,000, you sell it, take your $5,000, you're now moving up considerably to a $6,000 vehicle. That's a huge, huge jump from a $1,000 one. Okay? So now you're much more comfortable. And you have no payments. So next step, continue paying your own car payment. You could afford a car payment for 8 years, right? That's what you were just about to do. So keep paying yourself $500 a month for this car payment. But where are you paying it, Rob? Into a sinking fund again. So guess what? 10 months later, how much more money do you have? Another $5,000. Now that $6,000 car you bought, it's depreciated a little bit over the last 10 months, but almost nothing. So you've essentially got a $6,000 vehicle, and you've got $5,000 more to put with it. What do you have now? An $11,000 vehicle. You see how this works? $11,000 a vehicle in 20 months, less than 2 years from now, you have an $11,000 paid for vehicle. No payments, not paying a penny in interest, and the only annoyance is for that first 10 months. For that first 10 months, you're driving a piece of crap. And that's the way to do it. That's the way to get it done. Once you actually get into a vehicle that you're happy with, now you can start, if you want to, start building up a regular sinking fund towards a new vehicle. You can put a little bit in every month and save up for it, or you can wait until you're getting closer to a new vehicle. This is what we're doing. We wait until you get closer to buying a new vehicle, and you say, okay, now we're ready to start planning for this new vehicle. Now we're going to start throwing lots of money away into account. And you've got lots of money because you don't have $500 car payments. That's where the money comes from. You don't give away all your money in payments, and so you've got it. Look, I hope this brought you some value today. I hope this brought you some encouragement today. You can be debt-free. So good luck to you. Please hit subscribe, comment down below. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what's on your mind, what you thought about this. If you enjoyed it, if you're going to do it, if you have done it, let me know in the comments below. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again.